morning, yellow lines passing through. And I don't know where I'm going, but I know what I'm telling you. Oh, wherever you may go, walk the open road.
All right, my name's Frederick E. Strufe. I'm fourth generation to Dwight. My parents owned and operated a small 10-unit ma and pa motel on Old Route 66. In fact, the interview is being conducted in home, of which on land that my parents actually owned in conjunction with the motel. From our backyard here, you can see the motel still exists, but it's an apartment building now. My parents purchased the motel from Martin and Maida Paulson. At that time, it was a 6-unit court. It had 4 carports, and it was 6 units, and it had a little gas station, a little grocery store. So my parents purchased that in 1954. But I remember talking to people. That was always enjoyable. We had lawn chairs out. There were chairs along the motel itself. So and Dad enjoyed doing that. Is just talking to people. There was a family operated. We really didn't have TVs early on, so that was it. People would stop before it got dark, and that was part of the entertainment. Was just talking. There were lots of restaurants then along Route 66. So people would go get something to eat at the little diners and then come back. My father was, he was the handyman. He would fix the stuff and he would do that. But Mom opened the office. Mom was all business. She ran point. Dad would then, after she reeled them in and got their money, then he'd go out and hobnob with them and talk to them, and they'd tell the war stories and this type of stuff here. But no, she was all business. Emma Kelly was a famous clown. And he actually spent a night here. It converted the station wagon over and then had a trailer that was full of water, and it was a traveling seal, the animals. It was a seal act. And he took the seals out in the yard and was exercising them, and they put the ball in their nose and all that type of stuff. And I kind of distinctly remember that then. If you're traveling along the Old Mother Road, these are the types of rooms you stayed in. So it didn't matter if you were a millionaire or if you were a hobo. You had little choice. The story, my parents were killed in an auto accident taking me back to school when I was 19. So I then inherited this. I'm an only child. Came back and actually remodeled the motel. It hadn't really had any uplift since my father remodeled it with the carport. So it was probably 20 years before there was any remodeling done. So I came in and basically gutted the rooms, redid all the bathrooms, put in new furnishings, put in color TV, put in air conditioning, because up until that point, they weren't even air conditioned. Basil Ambler's daughter, came back that one summer, and actually she and another one of my cousins, we ran the motel together. She was 18, I was 19, my cousin was 20. Wow. We weren't even of age, and we're running this business, one summer, and had a good time at it. It was kind of fun. Our motel was also unique because we named the rooms, and the Paulsons had started that. So 6 of the rooms were named. They were named after 3 of their daughters, and then they had 3 other names. And then we named 4 more. So unit number one was Rita, and that was one of the Paulsons' daughters. When I was in the midst of doing remodeling, a couple shows up. They were on their honeymoon, and he says, "I want to stay in Rita. My parents stayed there in their honeymoon. We want to stay in Rita." And I said, "I'm sorry, but I'm in the midst of remodeling. The room is done. It still had the old tile floors on. I was going to get shag carpet in, and I had the beds in with the big rollers that you use on the shag carpet. They were already in." And I said that, no, it's really not, it's not right. No, we want to stay there. I showed them, we're going to stay there. So here's this newlywed couple on this bed with these big wooden rollers on tile floor on their honeymoon. But and we would have some of the truckers would come in and say, "Oh, hey, I want to stay with Vicky tonight." Well, Vicky was number 9, but so that was part of also of the uniqueness that people would come in and then they would tell other people, "Hey, or a trucker would go home and he'd say, I slept with Marie last night," but it was a nice conversation. But that type of thing. That type of personality, you just don't see anymore. You go to a Holiday Inn, they're all cookie-cutter rooms. Each of our rooms was decorated differently. My mother would pride herself in putting in different towels, and people will respect that. Route 66 was the symbol of this vastness, this great American enterprise, and how someone could pour this much concrete and could connect this country. This was just I don't know, the gel or what just hooked the whole thing together. It's just phenomenal. It's just part of America's lore and America's history.